Make sure to like the video, subscribe and press the bell icon. JavaScript CheckBox Checker. Checking if a checkbox is checked or not is very important while you're working with checkbox. So in this tutorial we learn how to get the value of a checkbox and response to it, and by that we can have multiple checkbox in a page and get value of each one individually, and later we can response an action regarding to its value. At the end of the tutorial, you will also find the link to the full code. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So this is the project we made. For this tutorial, we have two checkbox named color and size. You may ask why it looks different than a regular checkbox. The reason is we applied some design on the CSS to make it looks like a toggle switch. This way it looks nicer. Even if we remove the style.css from the index page, functionality is the same. Let me do it to show you guys. Go to inspect element, click on head, and we remove the style.css file. Now you see the style is completely gone and we have the basic checkbox here. And the functionality is the same. Now let's refresh the page to get our design back. As you can see, we have the checkbox named color and size. Let's first check the color and press the check button to get the result. As you can see, it gets the value of color checkbox, and regarding to its value it response and output color is checked. Now let's uncheck color and check size and press check. It says size is checked. It means we got the value of size checkbox and response regarding to that. Now let's check both of them and check. And it says color and size both is checked. Now let's uncheck both of them and check. We got the response none is checked. Checking the checkbox with JavaScript is very important while you're working on real-life projects. Let me show you a real usage of this functionality on a project. In here you see we are inside a real-life website account, and we can change our mode to dark and white using a toggle, which is a checkbox, so it gets the value of the checkbox and response regarding to that. If I toggle this checkbox, you can see my mode color is changed in real life by using a checkbox. And I can toggle between that. If I go to inspect element and select this toggle element, you can clearly see it's a checkbox. So learning this project is very important because you can do a lot once you understanding how to react with checkbox. If you want to learn how to make page dark and white mode using toggle button, let me know in the comment below. I'm sure you got the basic understanding of this project, so now let's jump into making this project. Here is our project folder. Inside it we have 3 files. I will talk about each one in a moment. The first file is index.html. Inside it we have the construction of page. First we linked our style.css. Inside the body tag we have our container. Inside it we have our checkboxes with the div class of check1 and check2. So here is our checkbox with the value of 0 and ID of color. This is our second checkbox with the value of 0 and ID of size. Remember, the ID is very important. Later we select them using ID on our JS code. This section is for our check button and result text. Our button have an event of onClick, so whenever we click this button it runs the check function, which is inside our JS file. At the end we linked our JavaScript file. The second file is style.css for styling our page. Inside it, first of all, we imported Google Font Library. We apply some basic design to our page. And also we apply design to every HTML elements. This is designed for checkbox to make it like toggle switch. And that's all for our styling. The third file is checker.js, and the most important one, all the actions happen here. Inside it we have a function, which is the most important section of this code. Function is named checker, which pass an argument of value. Inside the function we call a variable of I, which store the value. After that we run a check by using if. If I, which is the value, is checked equal to true, we give the value of 1 to our I variable. Else if checkbox is not checked or this is equal to false, we give the value of 0 to our I variable. And at the end of function we return the value of I. Our second function is for check button. Whenever the user pressed the button, this function runs. Inside it, first of all we selected our HTML elements by ID using getElementById and put them inside variables. The first one is color checkbox, second is size checkbox, and finally our result text. Then we make variables called x and y and pass the value of color and size into our checker function, which we created at the top of this code. So once it's passed to the checker function, our checker function check if the checkbox is checked or not, and regarding to that output 1 or 0. 1 is for checked and 0 is for unchecked. So after that we use if function to response regarding to that. If both our functions are unchecked, we print this text on our result using inner HTML. If both is checked, we output this. If first checkbox is checked and second is not checked, we output this, and vice versa. If first one is unchecked and second one is checked, we output this text. I have to remind you, in this code the most important function is our checker, which checking the checkbox is its job. Our second function is just a response. We can make any kind of thing instead of this to response regarding to our checkbox value. All you need to do is just pass the value of checkbox into checker function as we did in this section of the code. So this is all, my friends. I have you learned something. If you're interested in such videos, make sure to like the video, subscribe and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.